Oh, yes. Let's talk about his firing. No, that's fucked up. Listen, he's a good kid, but I hope everything's okay. But no, aside from that, this is pretty. I like being in here. That's where you guys are recording from, right?
That's where we record from. Yeah, you got.
What kind of camera is that?
A Sony.
No, Sony what? Because I had that. I think is that the one that you can is it A something or is it the
A64?
Nice mirrorless?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking gorgeous.
I know. We just found Rob's true passion. It's not comedy, guys. It's technology.
Yeah, yo, like
Is that why you love the Apple Store so much?
fuck that place, man. Fuck them niggas. Plus, I just get this curl on the side of my head that fucks me
All
up.
right, let's start this up.
Yeah, no, fuck them niggas,
ready?
man. I just
Yeah.
no.
All right, we get back to fucking them niggas later.
We'll get back to
Yeah.
Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the Let's Talk After Dark podcast, where anything goes and nothing's off the table. I'm Benny. With me, as always,
Maverick.
Dame Rev.
our special guest.
Rob Santos. It's like,
Fuck your Rob.
will you guys call me back in an hour, like on the automated machines? No.
All right, so you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Let's Talk Us Now. Listen to us on Google, Apple, Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and let's do it.
Yeah, Rob Santos in the building. How you feeling today?
You want an honest answer?
I want an honest answer.
Oh shit, I don't fucking know, man. I'm just present, man. Like, it's weird. I hate. Not only I hate when people ask me that question, but I never know how to answer it because like I'm weird, you know. Like I'm
Yeah.
and so it's like, hey Rob, how you doing?
You just think a lot.
Like
You just think a whole
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Like on the inside, because I don't have, cause, you know what I mean? Because I don't have feelings like that. So I tell people like I'm awake. And I'm being 100% honest. I'm awake, or I'm present, or I'm here, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's like if how I'm feeling is weird because I've been trying to figure that out for the past 10 years in therapy. So
I prefer to be green. Like, hey, Rob.
Hey, what's good? Hey, chilling. Yeah,
You're
but no.
still here.
Yeah, like I haven't murdered myself.
You're still alive.
No, but I'm cool,
good.
man. I'm present. I'm just grateful. I'm extremely grateful to be here. I enjoy what you guys are doing, and when you guys had Sant here, you know, that really pushed me over the edge to want to be here. He's a fucking phenomenal dude. So I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm so grateful and to be here. I think you guys are, like I said before we started, I think what you guys are doing, Benny, you guys are just, the space is wonderful. This is great.
Yeah.
So,
okay, perfect.
So yeah, we're talking about your 860, an American bedtime story.
Yes.
I have to say, it wasn't until your mom that really caught me, because I couldn't hear the fuck what you were saying.
There and it's because of it was yes. Yes, no, look, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I don't get nervous before shows.
Yeah.
I don't, like, if anything, I just get a little anxious because I can't wait for my name to be called. Because I tell people, there's most, like, people ask me like, hey, what's your favorite part of stand up, or what do you enjoy most about being on stage? The best part for me is it's very, very, like, most of you guys won't even catch it. It's the time when the MC announces your name and when the applause hits, but right in between, there's a brief moment of silence. It's so, because, you know, people don't react just like that.
Correct.
Right? So it's like, coming to the stage, Rob Santos, pause, and then the applause. That pause is everything to me. And so it's like I become the Manchurian Candidate, right? It's just like, come to the stage, Rob Santos. All right, let's get these hoes, and we out there. You know what I mean? But this time around, I've been experimenting with a style of comedy, which is what you were seeing, and I felt bad for people that were on the live stream that couldn't, like, I was very upset with that, mainly because I was so nervous that I didn't remind the team to, you know, put a lot of layer. Yeah. So that's how nervous I was. Because you mind, I've been laid off for 5 months.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like most of us, you know, haven't done a live performance in 5 fucking months. So I go from 5 months to doing a production of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was fucked. But everyone in the audience, it was they could hear it, but I totally forgot about the people that were watching. So that was my mistake. So I apologize for that.
Shout out to your mom, though.
But that's the thing, though. See, this is the thing. Because I was nervous.
Yeah.
It's like there's certain moments, like, man, if you guys want to get into it, my backstory of how I started doing comedy is crazy. But
yeah.
my mom, she when she was young, she wanted to be an actress. She wanted to perform. But my grandmother kind of shut that down. You know how it is, certain generations, right? You know, they don't understand it. So my mom, I vicariously lived through her in a sense, you know what I'm saying, or vice versa, rather. She lives through me in the performance sector of it all.
Interesting.
And when she called, like a mom does, you know, she was like so upset that she was like, fuck this, let me call. But she thought someone else had my phone. And she's called me a handful of times when I was on stage, and I've picked up. So people was like, yo, was that rehearsed? It's like, nah, I've just done it so many fucking times because she calls all the goddamn time. Shout out to my mother. But when she did that, it's like, I got you, baby. Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
So it was such a, I wasn't nervous anymore.
That's dope.
Yeah, so when she called me up telling me to do that, everything changed. So yeah, that moment was like supposed to happen. So, but I'm sorry for that.
I don't know if it was what it was, but you couldn't tell you were nervous. You know.
Oh, I appreciate
it. You know what I mean? You couldn't. You normally can see when somebody like snaps back into their game, but you came up, and I'm not gonna ruin it because I know you'll enjoy seeing it. But I like your entrance and everything. Like, you know, it's a backyard. Think of this pretty much, like your size backyard. You know, you on your deck and everything. You set up a nice, you know, you have your little, what is it, porch, balcony thing, whatever. Yeah. And they put up a 2 sheets. You know what I mean? With like it was really dope. I was like, wow, because I saw the before pictures of what it looks like from the stage over there the day of. Because I believe I don't know if it was Liz or maybe even you too. But I seen what it looked like from the stage looking out to the crowd.
Right.
You know, so what he had was the crowd was sitting down in their little circles around it and 2 tables and, you know, all along this person's backyard. But if you look at it, man, you would really think like the venue, it was a beautiful venue. Like you guys, the setup, your team did an amazing job.
We're only as good. Like that's why you guys are so great, because like, you know, the professionalism, the ingenuity, the attention to detail. It's like, yo, you're only good with the people you're surrounded by. Like, and the team that I have, they're tremendous. They're fucking awesome. They were with me when I was shooting my show a couple years ago, Beige on Both Sides, before that fucking fell apart.
Well, we're going to talk about that too.
We'll get, if you want to.
I know you can't get, legally,
legally I can say some shit. Legally,
okay.
like legally I can't say much, but illegally, fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the team, man, they were great. Like, just, yo, you should have seen how, like, the way we set up, the way we shut it down. Like I said, you're only as good as the people you're surrounded by.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was grateful and blessed for that.
And yeah, they did a great job.
Thank you.
Since you mentioned, let's go right into. So you had a show. Can we start off with the ideology of why you wanted a show, just kind of like a little backdrop before you get into like
what with A60?
What happened?
With A60 or with Beige?
Oh
shit, with Beige. So this is the thing. So before A60, like you're new, Damien, right? You're new at comedy.
I'm new.
Yeah, like
baby face.
Like, and then Mav, like how long y'all two been doing this shit?
I've been doing it for a year. I'm freshly new.
Right, and you said what, 2018?
Yeah, like 2018. Yeah,
almost
October of 2018.
So yeah, that date will always be memorable for you. Like your year anniversary, it will always be memorable for you. Like with Benny, like your photography. How long you been doing photography?
12 years.
See what I'm saying? Like, you get to where he's at. It's like, yo, like, fuck this. Yeah, like, it's like, damn,
I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's so ingrained in you. But when you're young in the game, right, you're hungry, you want this, you want to do that. But then what happens is you get to a certain plateau, right? And it's almost like Howard Stark, when he says, I'm limited by the technology of my time, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, it was like I'm limited in terms of what I truly want to do being in Connecticut. Because I was in New York for a while and I came back. So I wanted to do the show because I just was tired of chasing money. Yeah, okay, Funny Bone here and comics there and a private show here or another show there, and there's gas and driving, and you know what I mean. It's like, damn, do I really want to be a road comic?
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's what I mean. You guys will ask yourself those questions after 5 years. Most comics don't make it to 5 years, to be real with you.
Yeah.
You know, so you guys young in the game, and then like I said, Benny on the crowd understand this too. It's like you want something more substantial. Like you can understand that, right?
Yeah.
Like when did that happen for you? Like just being like, yeah.
I'm still.
It's been a while, man.
Right, but you can understand though.
Yeah, definitely.
You feel stuck after a while.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then when you feel like the people you're surrounded by that you're better than, not even better than, but you feel like you have a little bit more talent than they do, or you know you can do something different. I got frustrated, and then when my daughter was born, 2012. 2013, 2014, I started developing this idea for a show. I tried to do it 2 or 3 times prior to 2018, and it just wasn't right, and I just wasn't dedicated enough to do it, but I was still writing it and hashing out the idea, and then I approached somebody about it, and we started getting somewhere, and CPTV wanted to pay me a nice sum of money
Nice.
to write 8 episodes, but it fell apart because of... Remember, you're only as good as the people you're surrounded by. Like, legit. So I just got tired. Honestly, I got tired of nickel and diamond.
Yeah. So you were pretty much chasing, and that's not great. Now,
Not at all. No, it sucks, man.
So, but the show was titled what, Beige on
Both Sides.
Beige on Both Sides.
Yes.
You can just explain the title at least, or why you always say beige.
Cause I'm a beige nigga, you know what I mean? So it's like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be real, like you know, like so, like it is what it is. Fuck it, you know. But cause I was, on some real shit, man. My trauma helped make me who I am.
Yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Yeah, you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
what is your backgrounds, nationalities?
I'm Puerto Rican.
See, I'm like you're mixed with a handful of things, right? I don't want to be rude, but you know,
Black and Guyanese.
Guyanese. Yeah. No, it's for some sexy ass Guyanese chicks. No, sexy ass ones. I'm sorry, I just had
There's a lot of
No, I was just thinking about like, whoa. Like a lot of my trauma, man. Like I was always told I wasn't black enough. My whole life, man.
Join the club. I'm still waiting for my card.
Yo, fuck that card, nigga. Listen, man, that
I
card.
don't think you ever getting that card.
I ain't getting that shit. I don't even get, like, maybe they showed it to me. It's like, this is what you can do if you do this. I'm like, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is the thing. Like, the same motherfuckers who shitted on me are the same motherfuckers who want me to walk with them during the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, how does it feel to, like, want to run with the people you've been emotionally molested by? You know what I'm saying? And I use that strong term because that's like I had my identity beaten out of me. You know what I mean? Just told man, think about this shit every day. You know, whatever defect you have, you know how it is. If you're too tall, you get shit on because you're too tall. You fat, you're too fat. You short, you're too short. And it happens all the time. But then when the people that look like you, talk like you, act like you, supposed to be like you, supposed to love you, tell you that you're not this enough or that enough only when it's convenient, and then that's all you know up until I'm 37 and I still hear that shit. So how are you supposed to identify? I didn't identify being a black man until maybe 3 years ago. Like, for real, like I could honestly say I was black. I'm black and Puerto Rican myself, a little Cherokee Indian. I'm a mixed breed, but I used to call myself a mixed poodle. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to be a mutt, and you know what I mean. And now,
nicer, right?
yeah, and then, exactly. And then the whole beige thing just popped out, and then Mos Def's album from '98, Black on Both Sides.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was fucking dope, and that's where it came from. It came from Beige on Both Sides, came from Mos Def's Black on Both Sides,
Gotcha.
and from my trauma and the stories about my daughter and 860, sort of the same deal. Just talking about being me.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
you didn't put it as stand-up comedy. What do you call it? Talking comedy.
Stand up talking.
Stand-up talking.
Yeah, it's just mixing theater, trying to mix theater and stand up together, man. I'm a fucking nerd, man. That's why, when watching, like, doing Beige on Both Sides was rewarding in the extent that something that we did. But have you guys ever had your heart broken?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Like a couple.
yeah, like how's that?
It's why I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. It's why
Daddy
you drink.
Fuego was born
It's why you
for that.
drink, right?
That's why I have a drinking show.
Yeah, for real, which is dope, by the way. And
Thank you.
but how did that make you feel? Like, for real, like, what was that feeling like?
The heartbreak?
Yeah.
Oh. a lot of things and then nothing, and it makes you feel nothing after a while. Like you don't.
Numb.
Yeah, I would say like it gets so bad that you don't fucking. I was doing shit that I've never done in my entire life that I would never do that normally before
Like
it
sucking
happened.
dick?
Hell no!
I mean,
Wrong
look,
with you?
if it comes to it, man, let's talk about that dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, I hear you.
Please talk about it.
Nah, just dumb shit like subscribing to OnlyFans. Like,
Yo,
stupid shit.
see, that's a whole different generation of fucking hurt. See, that's what I mean. That's a new age hurt right there. God
Just
damn.
dumb shit, like just stupid shit. But it led me into comedy because I was just like, I've always wanted to do it. I did music for my whole life. I've always wanted to do it, and then finally I was like, yo, why you don't do it? You're afraid people might say shit or you might not be funny or whatever. And then it got my heartbreak got so bad. I was like, I don't give a fuck what they say. I've always wanted to try this shit, so I'm gonna do it because they can't hurt me worse than I'm hurt. So I went out there and I did it, and
That's
fucking-
beautiful.
yeah.
And I respect that profoundly because isn't it fucking interesting what pain can do?
Yes.
It strips away the fear, man. So when I was standing in the back of the Mark Twain house, one of the best, most prestigious places in all of Connecticut and probably on the East Coast to fucking perform. Wonderful stage where a lot of great people have walked on.
Correct.
I remember when I was getting on stage, man, and this individual said, don't talk about your mental health or where you come from. I was like, so you don't want me to perform then?
Yeah. You must
Wait,
not
this
know me.
was like another comedian in the back, or just
No,
like
not even. It was the
one of
individual that was working with me on the show.
Got you.
You know, that
Interesting.
decided to sue me. It's all public record, everybody. Go check that shit out. Britain.gov or some shit. But but it's I remember that, and it was tough. And then I remember watching the show. I'm in the back of the Mark Twain. I was not supposed to bring alcohol or any type of beverage in there. I was double fisting. I already was feeling like shit. It was like one of the worst nights of my life, and I just remember watching my show be nothing what I wanted it to be. And I am deeply personal with my work, as you can tell on 860, or in general. And watching it broke my heart. I was so hurt that I was physically sick for a week.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's how much, because the show's about me and my daughter, you know, and the little girl who played my kid, our connection was fucking tremendous. But to watch my show get, I don't want to say because, you know, legal shit, but to watch it be different than what it was.
Did they replace you with a white guy?
It damn near close.
Damn.
You know what I mean? That's what it felt like, you know what I mean? And I'm watching this shit like, yo, what the fuck is this? And where did this come from? And why did this person have a credit? And who is this? And then it's like, yo, what the fuck? And then you start realize what's happening, and someone that you truly care about, you've told you've loved, do something like that to you. It's painful. So it hurts on so many different levels. And not only that, to see people in the room that you care about watch it happen. It's one of the most, like, I can only equate it to when Chappelle talked about being booed off stage at the Apollo. I have rather been booed off stage at my own show there or at the Apollo than experience what I experienced that night. It was fucking brutal. And people was like, oh, you were good, it was good. I was like, nah, nigga, that shit could have been way fucking better. But I indulged them, said thank you. A lot of people came out that night. Funny thing is, most of the people were there for me, not even for this person, but this person because they got a little money in their hands, in their pockets rather. And you know, all of a sudden it's just like motherfuckers take liberties with shit.
Showtime.
Yeah, dude. Like you watch it, man. Yo,
So what went wrong?
everything, everything.
Speak on it.
Everything. I tell you guys, when your abilities meet corporate interests, the things people do to get put on is crazy. For instance, before I get into it, like, what's that cat's name that's got the rainbow teeth?
6ix9ine.
Takashi.
Yeah.
6ix9ine. Yeah.
I think one dude, he was hitting motherfuckers up, allegedly. Hitting dudes up saying, hey, you know, we'll give you a couple mil if you beef with them. And this one dude was like, nah, I ain't doing that shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, I'm for the streets, I'm like, yo, you fucking idiot.
Like,
Take
fuck Tekashi. I do it for free.
Right, take that money. Yeah, seriously, take that money and beef with that nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck the streets, man. The streets is whack, yo. Listen, I live around the corner from the streets. Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Around the corner, safety.
Yeah, like for real. No, it's like legit. I had to move my daughter's bus stop from one quarter to the next because that's how ridiculous it was. Like, but the point is, it's like, okay, young gentleman, I don't know his name, who can't put a full sentence together. Sound like he's gargling and shit.
Okay.
All right, so you don't do it. You say you for the streets. You stupid ass. You know what you just did? You just denied that he did that. You already gave him what he fucking wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Take the fucking money, stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, see, that's what I mean. Like, that's the problem. Money. Now, I understand what that young man did. He has principle. He has integrity. For whatever reason, he meant something to him.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Is when integrity has a price tag, everything changes. And when you don't do well for as long as whatever it is on this particular individual part, and then you see someone who's like, oh shit, this guy is talented, he's got this, he's got that, let me ride this and see where it goes. The shit people do to get put on, man, yo, motherfuckers, y'all cool? Shit, let somebody throw some money right at your face right now and say, yo, you gotta come with me, Dave. Or you know what I'm saying? But you gotta ditch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gotta ditch,
Fuck
man.
Damien.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Piece of shit.
Fuck
Fuck
that
Daddy
cash and
Flavor.
go. Well, we're gonna have a little quick squirrel moment because I want, since you know you pointed at Benny, you and Benny have a person interest that you both don't like. Benny,
what's his name?
Benny and I we went to go film down for this old school OG that I talked to you about it. I said I was gonna bring it up. Damn, what's this nigga's name?
Who don't I like?
No,
Not you.
Benny.
Who was that?
New York, likes Solo Jones.
No, it's not that I don't like Solo. It's just that he's
Fuck
full
that
of
nigga, I
shit.
don't like
It's just that he's full of shit, man. That's what I mean. Look.
Yeah, he's definitely full of shit.
Yeah, yo, that's what I mean. Like, yo, that was the problem. So you asked me, like, speak on that. That's
like,
legitimately it, yo. Like, when you have people that talk a fucking game, and then don't do enough to get put on, yo, motherfuckers will tell themselves whatever they need to hear in order to survive.
Yeah.
And that's what this individual did. Told themselves whatever they needed to hear in order to get put on, so they can justify their fucking behavior. That's what was the problem. Is that somebody doesn't understand how to mentally, emotionally regulate and doesn't see the other side of shit because of their narcissism. Like, real quick, old boy in the White House, that nigga's sick. We have a sick man running this country. Narcissists create a reality that doesn't fucking exist.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers like Solo are narcissists.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yo, for real. Like, that person I was working with, sick. These are sick people.
Yeah.
I realized quick that this motherfucker was full of shit and he was sick. And I was just a young comic just trying to get put on. I just wanted to be around cats. Not just to get put on, but I just want to be around motherfuckers just to learn. I'm a sponge. I'm a fucking nerd, man.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, you know how hard it was coming up, watching the Oscars and seeing fucking Billy Crystal fucking murder that monologue, but then couldn't go to school the next day and tell anyone about it because no one watches that shit but me. You know what I mean? Maybe some of the white girls or something like that. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, Billy Crystal, yo, y'all don't. Like, nope. You know?
Yeah.
So, but with Solo, like, I mean to interrupt, but like, yo, fuck that nigga, whatever. Like, I don't care enough about that gentleman to say fuck him. However, I do know he's full of it.
Yeah.
But then again, he's like 50-something years old, man. You can't play motherfuckers your whole life and thinking you're going to get put on, yo. That's why he is where he is.
Yeah.
And where is that?
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Getting ride from a Puerto Rican, fucking driving 3 hours, 7 hours to get to fucking New York.
And then use y'all motherfuckers for the ride. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, yo, can we go here? Can we, like, yo, like, but not only just do that, but be comfortable with that shit. That was the part that I was pissed off about when you told me that story. It's like, let me get in your car, Damien, and be like, oh, so like, oh, let's go here. Oh, yo, drive me to North Dakota real quick. Like, no, like, who the fuck is you? I don't even know your last name yet. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
But that's what they do to young comedians, older comics, yo. They do that shit, man. They fucking abuse young. Like, I got my friend Liz Dufresne, everybody. My friend Liz. I tell her straight up, because of that, I learned so much from working on that show, man. And my relationship with Liz is we're great friends and we're business partners, and I treat her like a fucking business partner. I don't like the whole equal shit. Like, ugh, that's just because I don't know what equal is. I treat her fairly. For real, like, because equal and equality is just some shit that sounds good.
That sounds good. Yeah,
it's nice on a T-shirt for LeBron, so you can go watch Space Jam 2. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I mean? But other than that, man, it's just like I treat people fairly, and that's what you probably didn't receive. You guys weren't treated fairly.
I think he's still waiting for.
Yeah, but motherfucker was like, oh, he's like, send me your Cash App. I'll send you some money. I sent that shit to him. Never heard from that nigga again.
You sure he got a phone from this fucking from this century? You know what I mean? Like that nigga. As far as that nigga that's still not using a rotary phone, I'm just saying, like, fuck that, yo. Nah, man. There's a lot of other comics that do shit like that, man. Too. Like, there's one nigga, Pat Oates, does that shit too. I talk a lot of shit about this dude because he. I talk a lot of shit about him too. Everyone talks shit about him, but it's like it's gotten to a point like this motherfucker.
I want to talk shit about him too.
Well, no. Well, no, you don't want to be that angry.
You don't want to be that angry. No,
I just left out. I don't know who the fuck these people are.
And you too young. You too young in the game to be that angry.
Well, here's the thing. Like, my thing with Pat Oates, right? Like, so he did the bringer thing. So I was up there, and this young comedian. He's talking to all the OGs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Pat come in there. And he decides he wants to be Captain Save-A-Ho and pretty much tell the young kid, yo, you know, shut the fuck up. You know, there's people out here that these comedians are here to write, you know, blah, blah. First of all, it's a bringer. Second of all, the guy was asking this kid question, but he came in here trying to be like, listen, I know this comedian. He won the last thing. I put him on, blah, blah, blah. Don't talk to him. Mm-hmm. So me and the young kid were sitting before he went up, and Pat comes in. And he's hearing the conversation. You know, I'm over here telling him, yo, just keep your head up, you know, just positive shit. That's all I was telling him. Right, and so something about nice guys came up, and then Pat's like, yeah, nobody's a nice guy. I'm like, well, I consider myself a nice guy. He's like, nah, you an asshole. I was like, you don't know me. And first of all,
that's white confidence right there.
Yo, exactly. That's the exact thing. Like, you don't know me. You're just coming up and you're going to call me an asshole. Yeah. And then, like, you know, first of all, complain that you have to say my last name on stage. Like, you know, do you want me to say your first name or last? It's Maverick Prasad. It's not that hard, but he was making it seem like he could have said my last name.
See, I was a rapper first. I'd knock you the fuck out.
So I went up there. Yeah. So
wait till you get into it, Damien.
So yeah. Because the thing is, it's funny because a lot of these guys like, and then he was trying to push his book on the kid, like, you know.
And I inspired that book.
That's interesting.
I know I inspired that book. I don't know officially, but I
his book. What is it? How Not to Suck at Comedy, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Promote that shit on here.
No,
it's very simple. It's about 3 pages. Step 1. Don't listen to anything I say, and that's it. Or don't read this book. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. Like, and the reason why I say I inspired that book because I was doing each one. You know what I'm saying? So doing each one teach one workshop where the journey is more important than the joke. RobSantosComedy.com. No, but like, in all seriousness, like, he came up to me, he did say something nice to me at one point. Like, we've always had a real relationship. We're like frenemies. You know, and but the only reason why I resent him is because of the idea of him, not necessarily him. That a guy like him could be a piece of shit for a long time, and then people still accept it. Yeah. And where a motherfucker like some other guys I know I don't want to mention by name have a rap sheet about them or something like that, and they immediately condemn them. Like, yo, you have somebody who has a history of shitty behavior towards so many different people of all types, because he himself is.
Miserable piece of shit.
Yeah, sick. He's broken. He's sick. Yeah. He's a sick dude. I mean, shit. Nigga chose comedy over family. Over, their relationship. Over marriage. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, I could be wrong. But you know what I mean? And look what that shit got him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. Like,
oh my god.
Yo, I'm just saying. Like, but the thing is,
Speak on it.
I'm a piece of shit. I'm a nice dude, but I just don't like the idea of that.
Yeah.
I see a guy like, I came in here immediately. I think I was talking to Damien and like he's talking up so much. I was like, Rob, in my mind, I'm thinking he's saying, Rob, shut up. Okay, I get it.
No, I'm not used to it yet.
Oh, you're not? Oh, no. Okay.
But, I like the compliments.
Yeah. but the thing about it is I'm genuinely fucking excited. You know what I mean? Like when I see someone that I like or they do something that I like, I
Yeah, I
wanna
noticed that.
Yeah, when I sent you that message on the Instagram.
Yeah, I was excited about that too.
Oh, I appreciate you,
Okay.
Concept. And I meant
I was
that.
telling everybody and shit. Rob Santos fucks with me. Like,
Stop it. I'm such a nobody. I'm so nobody. But no, that's what I mean. Niggas like Solo, dudes like Pat. And it's just like those are the guys that they use and abuse people to try to get ahead, and then they only go so far. But when you have a genuine discourse with people and you believe in who they are, you know, like you said something nice to me about each one, and I was like, okay, I appreciate you. You know, you said if there's anyone that could, you know, do a workshop here, it'd be you. And I was like, you know what, thank you. And I was grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, though, the idea of him still irritated the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I know.
And then when he dropped that book afterwards, like, interesting. You make a book after I start doing my class.
Yeah.
So he should, seriously, a thank you should have went out. Thank you to Rob Santos for inspiring me to write this shitty ass book. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he should have said. And you know,
it's something great. If you don't like somebody, it's the greatest gift to give them.
Right, but even then though, it's like it's hard for me. You ask my wife person, she'll tell you the same shit. It's like it's hard for me. I say wife person because we're not married yet. It's hard for me to say that I don't like somebody. It really is.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, why don't you just say you don't like them? It's like, look, bitch, not about you right now.
God damn, I don't like you.
Yeah. It's like, I don't like you. You're trying to call me out with your truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and your fucking honesty and reality and
Fuck your logic.
yeah, your like mostly it's reality, man, for real. Like she's just trying to bring me back to reality because it's like we all create a false sense of security to say and justify shit, right?
Yeah, 100% right.
So right, so in that particular, like she's right. I'm trying to justify some shit, but in all actuality, I mean, look, everyone could be redeemed to a certain extent, you know. So I always like to leave that out for people. I don't like just openly or outwardly saying I don't like someone. I mean, it takes a lot for me to say some shit like that. I mean, not like your behavior. You know, I don't like this behavior. You know, that's what I'm saying. The idea of him pisses me off. However, he's probably been through some shit in his life, Solo as well, where they have to do some shit like that. You know, where they have to get over on people and make themselves feel better than others because feeling less than they felt that their whole life.
So with that being said, I want to talk about your class because I feel like your class, from what I heard, I've yet to go.
It's fucking great. It's fucking great.
It's more that you're not teaching people funny. You're teaching people about them.
Yes.
You want to like kind of emphasize on that a little? Well, I don't know if it's giving your class away.
No. Listen, this is crazy when I think about all the shit that I've been doing, like with Beige, with 860. Because I like to talk about 860 a little more.
Yeah.
And the only reason being is because of not because I felt it from what like took place, but just because how I reacted afterwards. Like, so it's because everything for me is so deeply personal. You know, I always tell comedians, don't go to bed with your work. And the reason why I say that is because, like, you don't know what you're going to wake up with the next morning. You know, it could be something totally different than what you originally had thought. And if you sort of are in bed with that same type of thinking and feeling, how can you grow? You know, sometimes you might have to cut a joke that you really like. I mean, there's a joke that my Statue of Liberty joke, I fucking hate that joke. When I go like this and I look at the Statue of Liberty on crack cocaine. It's like, I fucking hate that stupid joke. You know what I'm saying? But you already see the like here, like already, you know, like, but it works. And I was like, all right, fuck it. It's one of the better jokes that I have, you know? But with each one, it's like, when I went to New York City back in 08, you know, listen, man, I lived a goddamn life. I went to this comedy school called American Comedy Institute up in New York City, and my teacher, Steve Rosenfeld, put me on, man. He was like one of the first guys to really validate me as a comedian, because like when you get validated by New York people, yo, your dick is 10 times bigger. And if you have a vagina, it's fucking thicker and fatter, and you can have all the babies. And when you're a fucking dude, your dick is huge, and you can make all the babies and then run away from the child. No, that's what I'm saying, but like, there's a level of, when you get that New York validation is different, you know? So I got that from some New York cats, and it was everything to me. So when I went to the school, I learned about having emotional fullness, about being emotionally full when you're doing your work. Because if you don't know the emotion behind your work or behind what you're saying, then what the fuck are you saying? You know, there's motherfuckers out here. That's why there's always a conversation about the difference between comedians and comics. You know, a comic is someone who tells jokes. A comedian is someone who like just I forgot how to say it, but a comedian is someone who's just more versatile. You know, they act everything out. A comic is just someone who just stands in front of that brick wall and does some Jerry Seinfeld shit. Whereas a comedian is like
put on a show.
Yeah, like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Chappelle, like those types of cats. No disrespect to Seinfeld, but you know, that's just people's interpretation of it. So when it came to each one, I took that philosophy. I also took the philosophy of being in other. I've been in a lot of comedy school or classes, and on top of that, workshops, and they're all the same thing. You know, it's just like a guy gets up for 5 minutes. All right, Damien. Okay, great. So okay, work on this one. Okay, yeah, like this. Okay, who's next? And then that was it. But the cool thing about it is that the people that you're with. So like when you guys are doing this shit now, you'll notice the guys who started with you. It's like high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did notice that.
Yeah. So it's like they're like, yeah, exactly. They're in your class, right? So same deal. So like, how can I take that, that camaraderie, the workshop itself, being locked in mental institutions like I have been for about, I think the longest time I was in for like a week and a half. Damn, you come out, everything's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, when you go into a mental institution, motherfucker, you sober up quick. Quick. Like you thought you was crazy. Like, oh no, this one's hearing everything. Like,
yep.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey Charlotte, and that's not her name.
Hearing the voices in your head and shit.
For real, man. Like, look, I live with a personality disorder. I didn't know who was gonna show up today, but like for real. But with these motherfuckers, they have everyone there at
the same time.
It's like, God damn. I've seen someone literally knock themselves out. Yeah. You're like, oh, this person's going up the walls. No, for real, was going up the fucking walls, knocked themselves out. And I was, what the fuck is this? And I was like, I'm good. I'm not that crazy.
You learn crazy.
But, you know what I mean? It's fucking nuts. And then, but going to group therapies and regular therapies, and then 3 years ago, I learned, which saved my life, which I strongly believe can save everyone's life. I truly believe that we are the way we are is because we don't know how to mentally, emotionally regulate.
Correct.
Is DBT, is dialectical behavioral therapy, which is essentially being in the moment, being in the now, finding out what the reality of the situation is. I have to constantly do that all the time. You know, like for instance, let's say Benny could say something and it would totally like fuck with me. It could, you know what I'm saying? But but he just says it a matter of factly or whatever it is, but the interpretation could fuck my head up. He doesn't have to say much of anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just like, oh, and here I go, you know? But that's just me.
That's how they say I am.
but maybe it's a mild case of it. But it's
like Damien's fucking.
But it's fucking nuts though when you think about it. And then when you so when I found out that I had BPD, borderline personality disorder, like one of the lines I say on Ep46 is like, no one gives a fuck that I have borderline personality disorder because I'm not the king of Staten Island. You know?
That's still heavy.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Pete Davidson's work. You know what I'm saying? But
I saw the trailer. I didn't pay for the movie.
I understand. Much love. You know what I'm saying? Look, I was telling you before I know Pete.
Spend my unemployment on it.
Yeah. Well, unemployment sounds so dope right now. But as I'm saying, the thing is, it's like when you of that tier, you know, all of a sudden everyone loves you, you're brave. But when you're just another nigga from New Britain, you know what I'm saying? You're the problem. So I took all those elements, group therapy, regular therapies, DBT, CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, which sort of mirror one another. And I just created an idea for it. So a friend of mine hit me up about it some years ago, saying, hey, would you want to teach a workshop? At the time I was living in New York City, so I was like, nah, I don't think I can do it. And then when I finally moved back to Connecticut, I was like, yeah, man, I can do that. Yeah, sure, let's just make it happen. So I was doing it at this place called CT Improv Theater in downtown Hartford.
I've been there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, nice. No, they're great, but, you know, you know what I mean? My man Dan Russell, the person who fucked me over, we actually was working with that individual. Like, she's one of my good friends. Like, so they consider one of the owners, and my other buddy Vlad Vlad Perez. That wasn't his name when we first started. We all learned
Vlad
Perez. Yeah, he's up in L.A. man. He's doing his thing out there, man. I love that dude. Thing is, it's like so we learn short form together, and then I moved to New York because I was like, man, I love doing improv. I love this acting shit, and I hate this curl that always fucks up. It's like I loved it, but I was like, I gotta go to New York City, and that's when I started going. That's when I went to New York and started doing that shit out there. And then I got into UCB. I actually got a scholarship to go to UCB, but it was just like everyone's just like posturing to try to get put on SNL because a lot of people from UCB in New York got put on SNL.
Yeah.
So when you see a bunch of people like trying to flex their muscle and giving 1984 George Orwell references, and then I'm coming with my shit from the street. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? and it's like, yo, fuck this, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I know I can do this shit. So all that stuff coupled together, all my experiences. My man Dan Russell hits me up. Go to CT. I like it, but I'm like, no, there's something. So I didn't. So the first time I did it, which was a very bold move on my part, first time they let me do it was 4 weeks. 4-week session was. I remember my. Actually, I'm still good friends with a lot of people that were there. Actually, the person who actually let me perform at his house for A60, my friend Eric Hartung. I met him. I remember telling him straight up, I was like, dude, you're not a comedian. You're a comedic actor. And then we worked on a handful of shows together. Outside of that, but I got bored. I get bored quickly. Yeah. But I not only did I get bored, it's like they also CT Improv. See, the thing about CT Improv and it's, even you guys as well. Like the cool thing about us is that we're private practitioners in a way. We're not corporate, so we don't stand by a.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. We don't stand by a code or ethics or anything. Like nigga, we are who we are.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not rap too tight. It's like yo, I might say some shit on here that people might hate me for. I'm like okay, and then but hopefully you understand the context. However, with those folk, they can't because they have to protect their corporate interest. Yeah. That's what I talk about when talent and corporate interest. You know what I'm saying? The business of it. You got to protect the business. That's why Steve Jobs got pushed out of his position at Apple. You know what I mean? So there's a reason for shit, And so they couldn't be what I wanted to be. Like it can't. They talk about diversity and shit. It's like, motherfucker, I am diversity. UCB can't do diversity because they're not diverse.
Correct.
See, so they can't change their ethic or anything. It's hard for them because they just aren't that. Whereas we can fly under the radar and be whatever the fuck we want. So the point that I'm making is, I didn't like their whole thing because like the way they're family fun and friendly and all this other shit, which is perfect. It's great. And that's not stand up. Stand up is raw, angry. Mm-hmm. It can be everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of pained people. Look like Damien. Look how you.
Yeah. I know the darkness.
Yeah, yo.
Hear my stand.
Yeah, man. But that's what it is. Man, look, I talk about being beige and not being black enough. Like one of my best jokes that I love is when and this legitimately happened once. But like like someone told me I wasn't black enough. Someone said, "Oh, you too light skinned to say the N word." I'm like, "Oh, word." And it's like, yeah, you look white, you talk white, you act white, might as well just be white. So I'm like, okay, so I sprayed that nigga with a hose. And then I went in his neighborhood, bought up all the real estate, upped the rent, pushed his family out, renovated, called them luxury apartments. And then rented out to a bunch of white people from Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? And then I went home and live tweeted Game of Thrones.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Is that white enough for you, nigga? You know what I'm saying? But that joke gets so many people tight.
Because
but the thing is, but no one thinks about what was said to me.
Correct.
But I think about that. For someone to tell you you're not black enough to say the word nigga.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, it's like nigga. You know what I mean? And I do nigga jokes on purpose because of that. So I have all that shit in my mind, all that shit in my head, all this stuff, and I'm doing this workshop. I'm like, yo, this is boring. Not boring, but I'm too tight. I'm not me. So I did this stupid ass idea for I think I talked about rape, and I did it on purpose because I knew there were some women there. So I was being a piece of shit on purpose. I admit. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I think the idea was, but the thing is,
trigger warning.
But look, it's exactly,
Protecting the
protect the brand. That's why I signed that piece of paper. But no, that's what. But the point is, like, the thing is, like, I knew what I was saying, and the thing is, I'm not in any way, shape, and form putting down rape ever. I mean, it's heinous. We know that, but I needed to test the waters of what it is that I could say. I needed to know what the line was.
Yeah.
And I said, I think people will stop raping if we taxed it. You know, like, you see, like, dope ass idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like shit. Like, it'd be less rape if there was like 15% inflation on that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, I can't rape this weekend because it's too high. It's like 15.8%. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that shit's bad. That's like higher than my car note, whatever. Like, shitty credit, who can rape? It was just dumb.
who correct ready credit.
Yeah, it's like only people with good credit can rape.
Right to the first.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's just I just wanted to spark conversation. That was it. I just wanted to spark conversation. I know who I am. I'm a cis male gendered individual. I know who I am.
You said a cis male gender.
Male gender, whatever it is.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I'm just a beige dude chilling, man.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm the father of an 8-year-old. I'm a dude, man. I'm from Mount Pleasant Projects in New Britain, man. I've seen a lot of harsh shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? And I understand people's identities and what people have been through and shit like that. Shit, I haven't done issues. Shit, I experienced my whole life. But to finish the story, I said it, and then probably someone snitched on me. Not snitched on me, but rightfully so told people, which is great. It's what I wanted them to do. I was totally prepared.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting in having this conversation with one of the people who happened to be my students at the time. Pleasant white girl, telling me like, "Oh, Rob, you know, you said this." Like, yeah, I know. I was there when I did it. Owned up to it. I did it on purpose because I needed, and I told her I needed to know what the line was, and now I know the line. Thank you. Also, you guys don't know stand-up. It's like, y'all don't know how hard this shit is. You guys are a bunch of improvisers. No disrespect. But this is a painful fucking world you're walking into. There's a lot of scarred motherfuckers that touch that microphone. You don't understand how hard it is for people just to get in front of the mic, behind the mic rather.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing. You know? Improv is a different community. It's like a lot of white folk run that shit. You know, look, stand-up is also a white male-dominated sport as well. A little bit white. Who is this? Dame showing up? No, I'm saying no. It's a white male-dominated sport. So when this young girl, she was telling me all this stuff, it's like, yeah, I was like, you know, I dig it, but I would eventually like to do your job too, to show you guys what it is, how to do this shit, how to rightfully police it, if you will, because stand-up comedy polices itself. Why do you think I'm sitting here in front of you right now?
Yeah.
Because of the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what I was doing. It's like, I'll never do that joke again. I'll never even do that idea again. Like, this is the first time I've said it out loud like this, no less, on the camera and in front of a microphone since I said it 3 years ago, you know? So I didn't like that. So I knew the line. I did a couple other workshops after that. Plus, it took forever to pay me. I didn't like that either. So I bounced and did my own shit at this place on Arbor Street in Hartford. And I only had like 2 people a few times, where a couple sessions where it was just me and 2 other people. And, you know, the person who I was renting the space from was making more money than me. And then eventually I got my own space in the same building.
Dope.
All right, now I have a question for you before we have to wrap up.
Sure.
All right, so when you do your like comedy, right? You pull all your shit out there,
Yep.
all your business. Is it freeing?
Yeah, man. Like I told you, like before we wrap up, yeah, like when I did 860, man, something came over me. Like, it was a finality of like, damn, I can't believe I just did that, and it's over. And I did that. It's like, yeah, and I let so much of myself out there.
Yeah.
And because of that, I don't know what the fuck happened to me. I hit a wall. I'm not even a wall. I think like a transformation came over me for like a month, and I just started slowly getting out of it. And because I let everything out there, my mother even called us, you know, it's just everything. It was just a bunch of musings that I've had it for 5 months, or shit that I've been talking about for years. and I let everything out. And I typically do that in general, but to do it at that type of scale, it was freeing as a motherfucker. But what I ended up learning was the responsibility of what it is that we do, and the responsibility of understanding success and understanding how to conduct yourself when you become a business and you're the face of something. All that hit me hard.
Yeah.
Because we're not used to it. We're just used to flying under the radar, just doing our shit and bouncing. You know what I mean? But when people take notice, people notice where you go, people say your name, good things are being spread. You know, you're so kind. When I sent you that message saying that, or even saying good things. I mean, you guys are so kind, talking about it. It's hard to understand because we're not taught that.
True.
Like, we're easily fuck ups, right?
Yeah.
But then once shit starts popping off, then when reality sets in, it's like, yo, is this for real? And that's what happened. And I gave everything I had, and it was freeing. I loved it, but it was also tough to come down from. It really was.
All right. With that being said, do you have any last words for like your fans, the audience, whatever you want to say, man?
Well, I'm not dying yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But no,
Words.
I know.
Listen, no, Benny, I'm dead on the inside. If there's anything I would say about, so Maverick the other day, we was on the sidewalk, and Mav was giving me some really good excuses.
He's good at that.
Yeah. Beautiful fucking excuses.
You share all the ones when he's late.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
I woke up late. Motherfucker, you ain't got no alarm?
Yeah. Listen, when you said I want to hear your whole story, I was like, But he was always like, he would say, I want to take your class because X, Y, and Z. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I told him, well, who you not saying that to? For me or for you?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to be there regardless, nigga, if you show up.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But the thing is like, it wasn't to tell him, like, to put him down or nothing. It was just like, yo, if you want it, you'll do it.
Yeah.
So anyone out there, if you want it, man, just go for it. It's either you want it or you don't.
Yeah.
There's, like, black and white thinking it's not a good thing, but in this regard.
No, yeah, in this regard, it's true. Like, you either fucking be here on time or fucking don't show up at all.
See? Got that rage out.
Right?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, bro.
It's like I got them new tables.
My ginger beer.
Right. Like, yo, you either,
like,
right, dude. If you either want it or you don't.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you want something bad enough, what happens is your body, your mind, your soul, every ounce of who the fuck you are will start to gravitate towards what you want. And what happens is opportunity will present itself.
Yeah.
When you sell yourself that you can't do something because of X, Y, and Z, what happens is you just told your brain and all those millions and millions of cells in your body that you can't do something.
Yeah.
So you're going to act accordingly. But as soon as you change that shit up and saying that you want this shit, everything changes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a fucking, the mind is fucking crazy. But if you want to follow me, should I tell them where to follow me and shit? Follow me at, follow me on Instagram, Muse324. Also on Facebook, Rob Santos. Go to my website, robsantoscomedy.com. You can access a lot of my stuff from there. But I fucking hate social media. I fucking hate it with all my heart and soul. But yeah, check me out on Muse324 and robsantoscomedy.com. And appreciate you guys having me here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So, all right. Yeah. Once again, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Let's Talk Us Now. Listen to us on Google, Apple, Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'm Benny. Follow me at Benny B Design.
Maverick, follow me at Unlock Character.
Dame Red, follow me at Damien Rivera Comedy.
All right. And thanks for our guests for coming. We out.